Week of January 25th, doing the weekly 5 and 5. Instead of news articles this week, because actually this week I will be in Austin at Midwinter Conference, I want to talk about something else that is something that's very close to me. And the reason is because we have a lot of issues with that in our schools. And that is how to relate authentic learning to the STAAR. So first of all, a lot of schools are trying to get into authentic learning for very good reasons. Teachers like it better, students like it better. Has different names. You can call it project-based learning, problem-based learning. You can call it experiential learning. You can call it laboratories. I don't care what you call it there, but authentic learning is something that, at least from my experience, is very good for students. The problem is that many schools that go in and try to be successful with it have a difficult time. In fact, from the fall 2015 Insight from the TASA journal, I wrote an article called Bridging Instruction to the STAAR and received from a superintendent that they just finished reading it, said thank you for the type of article that is so ready to be applied. Tomorrow I'll meet with our frustrated administrative staff. In spite of our efforts to have authentic, engaging instruction, both campuses have fallen into improvement required. And the truth of the matter is that what you have up there, which we want to have all our students doing, is being very involved with their own learning, is important. But it doesn't always prepare you for the students down on the bottom of the page who are taking the standardized test in the state of Texas. And so what I want to say, and what I want to try to point out here, is that a method called interleaving can help. And interleaving is basically, and this comes from the book How We Learn by Benedict Carey, is mixing related but distinct material during study. And so what they've shown over time is that if you have a day or two of lecture, and you have a day or two of lab, or problem-based learning, or whatever it is, that doing blocks of things is not as effective as breaking it down into smaller portions. Now, admittedly, this is going to take a little more lesson planning, but it is actually more fun for the faculty member. It is also more fun for the student. And so one of the things, though, when it comes down to it, is we also have to be able to bring in the STAAR. And so one of the things is that I think is missing when you talk about interleaving in many people's efforts is they don't show what the instruction looks like when in this decontextualized multiple choice form. And so here's an example of how I would think that someone would interleave with the STAAR. You come in, you start off with 5-10 minutes of lecture, whatever you want to do, discussion, making sure that whatever the standard is that you're trying to reach with is clearly stated. You may want to do a lab of some sort or some kind of interactive activity. And then right in the middle, you say, stop. Everybody, heads together, look up there at the STAAR question on the board. Tell me what you find there. Walk around, see how they're working together in that situation. They come through, you get the answers. They can work together at that point. So if someone is not getting what they need to do, then they can be helped by their peers. Say, okay, everybody back to your lab. Continue with whatever it is. You may stop at some point if you don't see that they're getting what they need. Have a brief discussion on whatever that is. And stop individually. Everybody look at the STAAR question, look on the board, get it done. And not only do you have interspersed throughout here, interleaved throughout here, the idea of having activities, of making sure they truly understand what it is, and the questions that come along and how they are going to be held accountable and how the school is going to be held accountable. You have all that taking place all within this brief 45, 50-minute lesson. It takes more time to prepare it, but it's much more effective overall with our students. And on top of that, when you look at the STAAR questions, you can determine whether they get it like they're going to be held accountable in the long term or not. And if they don't get it, you can immediately take action to improve upon it. Here at UT Tyler, we want to help you in any way we can. Please let me know what we can do.